every week at Business at Breakfast, one of the members is pulled out of the crowd with literally no knowledge in advance at all in order to tell us more about what it is that they do. Today we have the wonderful Joanne Copp. You've been a member with us for quite some time, and it's so good to have you back out. I knew it was a time zone thing and a time of year thing and a whole bunch of different things, but I do love your memory albums and the idea that's behind it. So here's what I want you to do for us. I want you to just do your elevator pitch again and give us a very fast history as to how you came about selling these albums or making these albums to sell for everyone. And then stop talking because we'll have questions for you.
Okay. I have to say I've been changing this elevator pitch each week, so the
that's all right. It's still inside your elevator pitch. You still tell us what it is that you sell. And so really I'm just after knowing you telling us what you sell and then the quick history as to how you came about selling this thing in the first place.
Sure. Yep. Well, ChatGPT suggested I say, hi, I'm Joanne Copp, and I'm the founder of Your Story by Inicio albums. I create handmade memory albums that help children reflect on who they are as they grow, with age-appropriate prompts that build self-awareness, emotional resilience, and lifelong values. These albums start at $80 and are perfect for parents and grandparents who want to do more than just store school photos. They want to raise thoughtful, grounded kids from an early age.
Okay. How did you come about making these?
It started one day when I thought, I had 3 children at the time. I thought, what happens if I happen to get run over by a bus? What would I want my 3 kids to actually know? And then it grew from there.
Well, tell us the story. Like, you got about 2 minutes, and tell us the story so that we know what we're going to ask you.
Well, I then went and talked to I bought a cheap product out of a kindy catalogue, and I thought, this is such a great idea, but it's such an ugly product. And from there, I went to a guy who had a business making wedding albums, and we worked out a way to make what would be affordable for parents, an album that could impart values, encourage kids to reflect in a way that they could understand at different ages, and somewhere that you could keep everything for the whole childhood years, rather a bit like a wedding album does for a day. This would be from birth up until 18.
Okay. Who's got questions for Joanne? Yep, Joanne. Joanne, go for it.
Firstly, Joanne, I love your name. It's absolutely amazing. Obviously, great person.
It's taken me a while to get used to it, Joe. Wasn't too fast on it for a while.
And I'm very happy to share the space with another Joanne. Lots of Joannes. Jo, how much do they cost?
They start at $80 and they range up into $240.
And what do I get for $80?
Well, they come assembled with 14 sleeves for keeping things in each year, and 14 pages for displaying maybe a certificate or a class photo or a sporting photo. They come in a box with the complimentary permanent marking pen because they're coated in plastic, so you can wipe them clean and the pen stays on them, and also some double-sided tape for adhering a certificate or a photo on the display page.
Fabulous. Thank you.
That's okay.
Do you happen to have one nearby?
Yeah.
Yep, you should pull that up in just a minute. Bonnie's going to ask a question, but you should show us. All right, Bonnie.
That was my question. If she had one, she could show us.
Okay.
But,
just when Joanne was saying, what do I get? And as you're describing it, they're going, hang on a second. This is a visual.
Yeah. And then how long does it take to create one with someone, or are they like pre-created?
She can't hear a thing.
Oh.
We'll ask again in a sec.
This is just the top one that's not actually filled in.
You're going to have to take your filter off so we can have a quick look.
Oh, okay. You see that now?
I like that background. That's a cool background.
So
right.
this is the front. Yeah, this is my school years and 2 little stick figures. and you write your name in the front there, the child's name.
Yep.
And then this is one for girls, so they're tailored for girls or boys. And this is the $80 ones that start. So you've got an image and then a quote that a child at that age could understand, and on the back there's a series of questions, and it just goes, and then a page for putting a class photo or a sporting photo and a certificate, and then it just goes right through. So one of my favorite quotes is this one here, which is probably for a child in year 3.
Yep.
It says, it's not what the world holds for you, it's what you bring to it. So it's just trying to impart a bit of thinking at a young age that makes when they're more impressionable.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's pockets, isn't there? Like,
Yeah, these are pockets, so you can, each one of these could store like 30 to 40 sheets.
yep. Nice. I'm just going to remove the spotlight.
And then at the back,
Yep.
it comes with a series of labels for every school system in the world, so it doesn't
Mhm.
matter which country you're in. And you stick that label on the front, at the top of the image on the front, or you could even put your own image on the front if you wanted to. And there's a signature pocket that you can take out. Can you see that?
Hang on.
Take that out on the last day of school, and you get your mates to write messages on the back, a bit like a signature bear. And the quote for that is, don't be dismayed at goodbyes. A farewell is necessary before you can meet again. And meeting again after moments or a lifetime is certain for those who are friends. That's a Richard Bach quote. And you just write your signatures on the back there. Or if you've got cards or letters, you can pop them in the sleeve.
Yep. Excellent. Thank you. All right. So Bonnie, you had a question to go with it.
Actually, just by showing it, answered a lot of my questions. I was thinking that it was more custom specific to that child, but this is lovely because it's generic and it could be used in many different ways. No, it's really lovely. I like it. Thank you.
Lauren. Thank you. You can personalize it, like they do her covers where you can put an image of yourself on, or there's other ones that come with photo inlays. So you've an inlay for putting a beginning photo when they're little, and then one for when they're reached 18 or so.
Do you run classes on putting stuff together, like with the album, to answer questions and things like that? Like, in a way, it sounds like it's self-explanatory. You get the album, you can do it yourself. But I know people, we buy things with the idea that we're going to do it and then put it aside and never get around to it. So
Yeah.
do you run classes on that?
Not classes as such. I just do it one-on-one at the moment.
Mhm.
So like someone might have bought one years ago and their child is now about to graduate, and it was years that they've had this album sitting there and they want to prepare it for the graduation evening, and they come and they don't even realize that they're sleeves, you know. Like, how do you do that? Let me see yours. And yeah, it's interesting, like what aspects people see and don't see in it.
Yeah.
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 And they're quite surprised that they're sleeves.
It took
That's the whole
me-
point of it.
Yeah, so I've known you for a number of years. You've been at Business at Breakfast for a number of years, and it took me a while to understand what you were saying about these sleeves that were there. But once I wrapped my head around it, I've gone, oh. And I have to admit that when I say things like, you know, boys have certificates and stuff like that, like I've got these boxes of stuff that I try to then have, all right, just Jack's box and Noah's box and then you know, and then the Christmas photos, and I have to admit that when I get these collections, I think that's what she meant with the sleeves.
Yeah.
That's where you collect these things, because we tend to collect things and have them in snippets like all over the place, like, so it does remind me about that. Is it took me a while to understand, but I get it now.
Yeah. They come and I'll just show you the box. Oops, what is it? They come in quite a big box. Yep.
Yeah.
It's quite deep.
Yep.
So usually the way I use them was when kids bring stuff home each year, I just pop it into the box with the album. And
Yeah.
we would only spend, say, half an hour to an hour each year just on when the holidays come.
Yep.
And we'd sit down and say, quick, let's do a page of your album.
Yep.
What do you want to write to these answers? and
Yeah,
just put,
okay, that's
literally,
clever. And you
I
just,
literally just popped the stuff in the sleeve. You didn't even think too much about it.
yeah,
was it.
yeah.
Hmm.
Nice. But then you've already got the box to collect the stuff in. I like
Yeah,
it. A bit
yeah.
like the accountant in the shoebox method. It all works out in the end. Kathy, you've got your hand up.
This is fascinating, honestly, and I appreciate the show and tell part because I always think that helps us learn. Joanne, what is the actual item called as far as, is it a category, an industry, or did you name it?
What item?
Because I don't think I would call it a scrapbook,
No,
and I don't think I would call it a memory book. So what is the topic?
I've always struggled with what I call it. So now I just
Right.
call it an Inicio album. So the name Inicio, I was trying to find a name for the business, and I just handed this little Latin dictionary to my child at the time and said, can you find me something? Everything I keep landing on's taken. And the page just opened and the word Inicio was there, which the Latin dictionary said it means inspire, but I later learned that it's actually the start key in Europe. So Inicio means new beginnings, which is quite appropriate for this because you're always starting things as you go through your childhood. But for me, it meant inspire. So on the box here, this logo or the tagline here is inspire with every precious moment. So by taking note of those special moments in time where they might have done something, might have been small, but it was meaningful, you're trying to reinforce that and focus on their strengths, and that way you inspire them. Because I could remember people saying to me, how does an album inspire? Like, what are you talking about? And I had this, it's taken me many years to actually understand it does inspire, and it does it this way. It's not the album, but it's what it's encouraging, what the album's encouraging the child to do at the right time in their life.
That's fast. Honestly, I think that's a genius idea.
Oh, thank you.
So
You're welcome.
that's just had me realize, think of a sleep keeper. We've never heard of it before. And Diane Tippett says, I sell a sleep keeper. I have a sleep keeper. I sell the sleep keeper. And we've gotten used to it. So now when people travel, sometimes I'll say to people, will you be sleep keeping when you travel? Christmas is coming. Will you be sleep keeping? Was that to take your pillow with you? And I say it like as if everybody knows the word, and I just make everybody else catch up. And we say sleep keeper, like, do you have a sleep keeper? As if everybody knows what that is. But if we were to say that to a bunch of people who weren't out networking, they'd just go, what is that? Oh my God, it's the bag that you put in to take your pillow places. So I do like how you said that in regards to it's just an Inicio album, in that just being, a good thing, not just as in the downside, is it's an Inicio album. It's kind of like saying it's a sleep keeper, right? It's just, the more you say it, the more we'll call it, and then that's what it becomes, and the world starts to learn it as that. Because yes, you have struggled, and so have I. Well, it's kind of like a photo album. It's kind of a memory, I suppose, a memory album from that perspective. It's always basically killed you slowly inside every time I've tried to sort of put a name to it. But yeah, it's an Inicio album, and then just make everybody know what that is. I mean, if you think about it, hamburgers, who knows what they were called before somebody called it a hamburger, and then we all just got used to it in the end. And even a chicken burger is a chicken burger, but it's under the hamburger category. We know that, right? So, but somebody had to invent the word to start with.
It's the same as, like, I suppose if you look at photocopying, and people sometimes, used to, is Xerox, right? And
That's right.
Xerox, and that was the actual brand name. So
yeah.
Really that sort of thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And that was my thought behind turning sleep keeper into a verb. Google is just a brand name, but now we use it as a verb to Google, which is to collect information. And I say Google is more than just the computer now. It's wherever we collect information, including friends, family, neighbors, the library, anyone, anywhere where we can collect information is us collecting, Google information. Like we're Googling it somewhere, it's not all computer related. So yeah, turn Inicio albums into the thing by saying it all the time. Just keep saying it's an Inicio album, it's an Inicio album. But I do like that. Like, well, what does Inicio mean? It means to inspire, and it means to start. What do you say? To start again, or new beginnings? New beginnings. Yeah, I like it. I really like it. All right. So I am mindful of time. Thank you, Joanne, for being our speaker today. And I know there's absolutely no warning, and and you hadn't come out expecting to do that. However, it does allow us a more natural way to learn how anyone sells what they sell, because because you're not allowed to say very much, just a very fast history of the thing, is it allows us to ask the questions that we don't know so that we can understand the thing better as well. So so that was really great. So thanks for being our speaker. Audience, thank you so much for getting involved with the conversation today as well.